Hello, Patriots. I'm Lee Watts, and this is Patriot Point, your source for Kentucky news and analysis from a conservative, Christian, and common sense point of view. Oh, happy day. The presidential election has been called, and Donald Trump is the winner. So this is something to really celebrate. I thought I'd share with you a few of the great memes that I've seen in the last few days.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. Welcome back. Welcome back. 'Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. 'Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back, Mr. President. Can't wait for him to get back into the Oval Office to make gas prices go down, food prices go down, and hey, maybe $5 will be gas money again like it was when he was president the first time. We're already seeing great impacts on the economy. One day after Trump was announced as the winner, the United States stock market surged 1,000 points to his highest point in all of history. So he is already having a great impact on the economy. Let's talk about how the Trump presidency is going to impact Kentucky politics in the next few weeks and for years to come. Just one day after he wins the election, I'm hearing reports that he has offered a cabinet position as Commissioner of Agriculture to Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie. And supposedly, Congressman Massie has accepted this position. He's a farmer by trade, would make perfect sense. Now, if Congressman Massie takes this cabinet position, which I understand he's going to, that leads to the position of U.S. Congressman up in northern Kentucky being open. So there will have to be a special election for this position. I'll tell you one of the people who I think is very likely to take this position. It is a current Kentucky state legislator, and that is Representative Savannah Maddox. She works up in that area. She is a very strong conservative, would be an outstanding choice to replace Congressman Massie. We'll see how this all plays out in the next few days or weeks, but we're already seeing, and then of course we'll have to have a special election to then replace Representative Maddox if she's the one to become the Congresswoman. First of all, it's going to have impacts on both the governor's office and things going on in Washington, D.C. It is likely that Andy Beshear had really looked forward to getting a cabinet position if Kamala Harris had won the election. But since she lost, he's not going to get a cabinet position, but he wants to go to D.C. So a very likely course of event is when Mitch McConnell's term is up, and that will be in 2026. It is likely, but of course not certain, that Andy Beshear would seek to replace Mitch McConnell, who is expected to retire, but he might not. Now, of course, Andy Beshear wouldn't have to risk anything by running for this seat, and here's the reason why. He will still be governor at that time and have another year to go to finish his term. Under Kentucky law, he is not required to resign as governor before he runs for another spot. You're just not allowed to run for two things at the same time. But he's not running for governor. He's already governor. So he can run for Mitch's spot and remain governor the whole time, whether he wins or loses, doesn't have to risk that. If Mitch McConnell decides to not run, then we will have to see some Republicans seek to be the Republican nominee. Of course, it's likely that you'll have some people from the state legislature who would like that job. And I've been looking at those in Kentucky's Congressional delegation who might want to seek that position. And of course, who knows what the future may hold. But if I had to guess, I would guess it would be Kentucky State Congressman Andy Barr, who is probably most likely to try to run for Mitch's spot out of Kentucky's current congressional delegation. So we'll see how all that plays out in the next probably 2 years. There's also another big thing which happened on Election Day, and that has to do with proposed constitutional amendments. We had two of them. Amendment number 1, which saying only citizens can vote, that passed as expected overwhelmingly. The second proposed amendment was about school choice, and as expected, that did fail. However, that may not be the end of the story because Donald Trump won, and he is very strong on saying we should have school choice, and the public schools shouldn't have a monopoly. And just because you're affluent and you're well off, you shouldn't be the only people that has an option for your students. Should be an option for everybody. So let's talk about Donald Trump's what he says about school choice and how we might get this anyway in the next few years.
We want to have strong borders, great education, school choice. Does everybody like school choice? We want to move the Department of Education. We're ranked at the bottom of the list, or worse. We spend more money per pupil than any other country by far, and yet we're at the bottom of the list. Out of 40, we're ranked about number 40. And I'm going to close the Department of Education and move education back to the states. And we're going to do it fast.
I also want to talk about another way that we can help the American family, supporting school choice for every child. And, you know, you have to do the school choice thing because right now we are just about at the bottom of every list, and yet we're number one on every list of cost per pupil.
So yes, Donald Trump, very strong on school choice. He has publicly come out and said that he is going to pressure Congress to make this a national level issue, having school choice coming down from the federal level. So even though Amendment 2 didn't pass, 48 states already have this. We're only one of two that don't have any school choice. Under a Trump presidency, we might be seeing that in the next year or less, because that's one of the things he says he's going to try to get very quickly. Now, of course, on a state level, we saw that the Kentucky Republican Party won both a super duper majority in the Senate and House, as expected. Wasn't really a lot of changes there. So they will maintain this massive majority, being able to pass any law that they want, making Andy Beshear an increasingly lame duck. They have enough numbers to pass any law they want to override any veto he gives. And with the Trump presidency, we also might see another impact of the Kentucky Attorney General, Russell Coleman, being a little more bold and taking Andy Beshear to task on his different actions, which would be inappropriate, illegal, immoral, unconstitutional, such as some recent executive orders that he has issued. Because now the Attorney General knows that he's going to be able to get backed up from the Department of Justice and a Trump administration. And Andy is not going to be going up to Washington, D.C. in any kind of a cabinet position. So we might see impacts on this from the Attorney General's office as well. So the next big thing that's happening on Kentucky's political landscape is the 2025 legislative session. Seems crazy, but we are less than 60 days from new laws being passed in Kentucky. We now know who's going to be all the members of the General Assembly, and we'll be keeping a close eye on different laws that are proposed. And each week, we'll be giving you updates on this is what's coming up, if it's good or if it's bad, who wrote it, who's against it, who's for it, and what you can do about it. Of course, each week, I'd like to tell you about some upcoming events. Here on November the 16th is going to be the third annual Y'all Ball, hosted by the Boone County Republican Party. I'll be the MC that night. We'll have Congressman Thomas Massey and some other speakers. It'll be a great evening. If you'd like to get tickets, just visit the website for the Boone County Republican Party's third annual Y'all Ball. Well, with the election results, we have a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving season. And of course, Christmas season is right around the corner. So I want to put a little plug in for a book that I've written. It's called The Quest of the Dragon's Princess. If you like The Princess Bride or Ella Enchanted, you will really enjoy this. And you can get that on Amazon.com. So that's the news we have for this week. So until next week, Patriots, I'm Lee Watts for Patriot Point, reminding you that liberty is not a spectator sport.